us in Evanston, Illinois. Ryan Field, home of the Northwestern Wildcats. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Iowa Hawkeyes, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Northwestern Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Northwestern has the kickoff team on the field as we're about ready to start. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. So Iowa's offense will come out first. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others. They got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable third down. Get something positive. But how about the defense? Just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field.
They'll run play action. Fakes to grab. Powers through the defender. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. The Hawkeyes send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. So the Northwestern Wildcats offense will take the field for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
From the gun, running back gets to give. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Pulls and fires complete. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Northwestern comes to the line with a fresh set of downs. Use the play fake, now to throw. Slings it downfield, working that left side. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense, first and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll run it on first and goal. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Now on second and goal. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
Unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on third down?
They've worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's third and goal. Looking for a man. It's Costa. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be fourth down.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
He's looking to throw. Gets drilled as he throws. The big pressure on 4th down, and they'll get it back. And the Hawkeyes backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on 1st down. Used the play fake, now to throw. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Fires to the big fella. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Off play action. And down he goes back at the 3.
Well, the defense has the opponent backed up in their own end, and they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback. You see the athleticism and the speed they have up front as they're able to notch.
Oh, he's got some space. Smashes through the tackle. He's at the 50. The 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Hawkeyes. He shed tackles right and left and housed it.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
And they did tack on the extra point. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing through wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Going right and going deep. Oh, and it's a pick. He threw it right into the double coverage. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
To the air on 1st down. Here's the pressure. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
Yeah, this offense might want to think about moving the launch point for this QB, because if you take hits like that from the pocket, it's really tough to complete passes.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
Well, quarterback went down behind center pretty quick that time, and it makes you wonder as a play caller, against this pass rush, do you start thinking about maybe rolling your quarterback out and changing the launch point?
Caught in the backfield, it's Turbin. Brought down at the 37-yard line, and this defense denies him on 3rd down. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. That took every ounce of leg strength he had to sneak that one into the left corner. And now the lead's extended a little further. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. On the run deep down the right side.
It's nice when a QB can get outside the pocket and break down a defense and take off, but I thought the defense did a really good job of seeing it, understanding where he was going, kind of mirroring him towards the sideline as he rolled out to the right. Didn't give him any space to run the football, covering the pass deep. Really nice defense on that play.
They'll They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. He's going to run it. Crosses the 45. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Costa. He's got him. Oh, he got loose. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
Defense, what are we doing? How are you going to let that guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country, be wide open like that? You're just making it way too easy for the offense.
Quickly complete. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy.
Turning it on. Got some room in under the goal line. Touchdown, Northwestern. A great catch and run for 6.
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys, and they usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there on that touchdown catch.
Iowa has the ball back on offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
Yeah, and listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kid who is so important to this team. Just didn't seem like the quarterback and his intended target were on the same page there.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got it in the middle, it's Turbin. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Give to the running back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Catch in the middle. It's Turbin. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Complete with conviction on the crosser. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
My goodness, this offense has got it rolling. They might put up a 50-burger. This defense, they don't have any answers right now. They're going to just figure something out.
Wide receiver comes in motion. The receiver on the jet sweep. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, this defense knew coming into the game they were going to see some of these jet sweeps, and they were ready that time. Great job communicating before the snap. Everybody had their eyes in the right place, and they're able to tackle the receiver for a loss.
Lost to fire on 2nd down. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
Well, that's their 3rd sack of the game, and we knew statistically coming into this game, this is one of the top 25 units in the nation getting after the quarterback. I just love how athletic they are up front, and they are giving this offensive line headaches. And
intercepted, big play, stops the drive. He was thinking big return, didn't get that, but boy, did he give his offense an opportunity at the 31.
Man, it's really nice as a defense to force 3rd and long, where you can bring in the nickel, Jesse, and you can play zone coverage with those zone eyes on the court.
Looking for more room. The 20. He's at the touchdown, Wildcats. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Turbin. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
I'll tell you, when you've got a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on 1st down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage, finding the soft spot, and making it an easy completion.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Working that left side now. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Turbin. They get him on the ground late in the half. They have the 1st down at the 41. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
Yeah, and you can tell he was trying to run with that football before he caught it. That slant route, you stick your foot in the ground, cut towards the QB. This is one of those plays where he puts it on the money, and you just try to make yards after the catch, but key word being after the catch.
And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Right down the middle. Finds a man by himself. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Fires on the move. Into the house. Touchdown, Iowa!
A really nice job on their final drive of the 1st half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance. Excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the 1st half. Back to throw, it's Costa. Bringing the heat. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Hawkeye! What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that.
Awesome job by the linebacker there in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, spying the QB, knowing where that ball was going to get thrown, and then the ball skills just to pluck it out of the air and take it back for a touchdown. Awesome work.
So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. On the run from inside his own 5. They make the stop, and that is the end of the 1st half. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great environment there today in Evanston.
And the Hawkeyes will kick it off to start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high rate.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw on third down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Grab near the marker. It's small. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. And the Wildcats come to the line with a new set of downs. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
He's got it down the left. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one? Northwestern coming to the line with another first down. He wants to change this route. To throw, it's Costa. Throws for the tight end. Got his man downfield. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Wildcats. That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the school.
Yeah, they had touchdown written all over it because nobody was covering it. It'd be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know these guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department there.
Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. The handoff as they run the counter play here. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Wants to go up top. A little floater there that falls incomplete.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air.
Now, this is exactly what you needed to see from this defense to start the second half. If you're down, you got to create some momentum. You got to get your offense a little bit excited. Nice job creating the sack. Perfect start to the second half for this defense.
No fair catches here, looking for room. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. The Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. They close the gap on their last drive. Now an opportunity to take the lead if they can score here. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Reads it, fires complete. At the 45, on its way. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
It's amazing in college football, the tight end position and how much has changed. Back in the day, you're a blocking guy, maybe you catch a flat route. Today, these guys have athleticism, and you just saw it from that dude after the catch on that last one.
The Wildcats come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going.
Tell you what, that read game really slows you down defensively, kind of makes you play responsibility football. And when you get chunks like that on first down as an offense, I would continue to come back to it.
Under fire. Snagged in the middle. It's small. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Offense trying to pay it off on 2nd and goal. Back to pass, it's Costa. Touchdown, Northwestern! And that one will give them the lead.
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you get receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, a quick update on a notable game going on right now in the ACC. Clemson is darn near perfect offensively today. This is almost exactly the way they drew things up this week in practice. They're up by 31 over Florida State. We'll circle back if anything changes in this big-time ACC matchup. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Looking to throw on first down. A strike downfield. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Grab near the sticks. It's Turbin. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? You got to move those defensive linemen out of the way. At least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have it.
Zings it complete to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
What's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Not quite in rhythm there, incomplete. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Smashes it between the uprights. That'll cut the lead to 1, 28-27. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away.
And this offense obviously wanted to take the lead, but they chip into the lead a little bit. Now they're going to need their defense. Just give me another opportunity. They only need a field goal in the 4th quarter. Nice job cutting into that lead.
The run from the shotgun. Breaks into the open. Powers through. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
Well, that's called paying off good field position. You've got the lead here late in the game. You've got the ball back. You're on your opponent's side of the 50, and on your very first play, you break off a long run. This defense right now is playing on their heels late.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success on that play. Really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
3rd and long coming from the 27-yard line. You can make a field goal from here. Just don't take a negative play. Quarterback may change this route. Looking to throw, it's Costa. using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Makes the grab. He does not get there. Stopped at the 25-yard line, and let's see what they do now on 4th down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. It's complete. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? Iowa has the ball back on offense. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Soft spot in the middle. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now 1st down from the 39. The play action fake. Using the quick game. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Quick strike complete.
And that's exactly your job when you're a defense. You know, they're going to make throws, they're going to make catches. I got to get them on the ground. I got to limit the yak, the yards after the catch. Nice job breaking on the football, getting the wide receiver on the ground.
There he goes. Quick step and go. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Oh, he makes the catch. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few.
And I'll tell you what, when you drop back and you know you got that slot work in the middle of the field and you know how fast he is, you just wait for him to come open, throw that strike, and you know he'll take care of the rest. Nice throw, nice catch.
Pressure coming. And the pass rush gets home. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Splits the uprights. Good. And after the field goal, guys, they are back on top. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. We'll see how the offensive coordinator pieces together this drive down late in the 4th. To the ground with the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. What a big play this one could be. Tight game, getting late, 3rd and long coming up. It's complete to the right. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. Northwestern comes to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Well, here we are. It's every quarterback's dream. You're down by a score late in the game, 2-minute situation. You get to march your offense down the field.
Oh, he's got some space. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a 1st down. They're in plus territory, and they've got a chance to win the game.
Listen, everybody practices the 2-minute drill and trying to go fast, but it's really nice when the quarterback has his time to get his thoughts clear, understand down and distance, maybe audible at the line of scrimmage. He has that right now because he did a good job getting the 1st down and getting out of bounds.
Throws to the wideout. And the incomplete pass had a lot of juice on it.
And I'm so interested to see how this young man responds, man. Like, he has been really good all game long. Put up some big numbers, but now it's prime time. It's a big moment. Can he step up in this spotlight, make a big drive, make a big play for his team to maybe go win this football game?
And he's brought down after a nice game. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Already in a great spot to kick a field goal. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown would be even better. Plucks it out of the air. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
This really has been a master class by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Touchdown, Northwestern. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
This is an offense that has so much confidence. They believe they're able to win the game when it matters the most. They've got the playmakers to do it. You saw it on that last touchdown. Now taking the lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the ACC, which is why this one is notable. Clemson is putting on a show offensively. It feels like this one was over when they touched Howard's Rock.
They'll start this drive with a pass. The sure hands, it's Turbin. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. He's going to take off. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Turning it on. He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field.
Illegal forward.
Those are the kind of mistakes that will absolutely kill you. Get an explosive play, and they bring it back because of a penalty. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Picked off. What a play to set him up. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. Great place to start for this offense. From the gun, to give, looking for room. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line. Defense will take a timeout with 28 seconds left. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Timeout called by the offense. 23 seconds remaining in the game. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. And he gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. A gut punch to this defense and probably a knockout punch.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And the returner will be brought down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
Listen, I would get rid of that thing fast, too, if I've been sacked that many times today. They're coming every angle. Everybody's coming. They've got to me the whole day. Can somebody please get my back?
Now backed up in their own end. It's 3rd and long. They'll go to the air. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. 4th down coming up. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They're throwing for it on 4th down. He's taking a deep shot. And the pass is dropped and incomplete, and that's going to do it. Clock has struck 0, and the ball game is over. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and